Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. And in this video, we're going to look at what happened on May 29th. Basically, not about the transition that had taken place, and many of the transitions are being challenged in court, we all know. But in this video, we are looking at what Peter Obi said and his response to the transition that took place yesterday, which was on May 29, 2023, which was the former transition of power from those who were holding it since 2019 to a new set of leaders, including the presidency. But it is instructive that at that occasion, Peter Obi did speak to Nigerians. And, before May 29th, there were so many people who are uncomfortable, who are unhappy that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu was sworn in. But the law had to be followed, and he has been sworn in. And it provided an opportunity for Peter Obi to talk to his supporters, to talk to Nigerians, especially the obedience. And he did all Nigerians on his position, on where we are, and then where the country is heading, and where his own politics, his own position is going to, the direction. You know that Peter Obi is in the tribunal challenging the declaration of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as the president of the country. So it was a perfect opportunity for him to speak to Nigerians. And it is his speech which he released in series of tweets that we're going to look at and sort of analyze what he meant line by line, so that people will know where Peter Obi stands right now, even as Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has been sworn in on May 29 as the president of Nigeria. Okay, that is what we're going to look at right now. In that series of tweets, Peter Obi addressed it that is for all Nigerians. For all Nigerians. I mean, all Nigerians. He said that this is a time for deep reflection. It is also a time to re-examine our assumptions, even as we reaffirm our hopes. He said, let us calmly review our aspirations in order to recalibrate our expectations and pin down the causes of our missed opportunities and disappointments. Here, Peter Obi is asking that this is a time of sober reflection. The swearing in of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, who many Nigerians believe, this is not my interpretation, did not win the election. So how manage that somebody that did not win the election was able to be declared the winner and have been sworn in? How did we miss the opportunity of allowing that to happen? What are the mistakes that have been made along the way? What happened? What are we expecting? What were we expecting before the election? And how do we manage our expectations? Because 2023 was a huge opportunity for Nigeria to get it right. And I did say that Nigerians got it right. Nigerians got it right because they voted overwhelmingly for Peter Obi. But for the alleged wigging, Peter Obi was the choice of the Nigerian people. This is my interpretation of what he just said. Okay? So I believe that Nigerian people know what they want, but what are the missed opportunities that Peter Obi is talking about? The missed opportunity is that perhaps we should have a system where we can effectively defend our votes when we voted. Because it appears that one of the challenges that was faced in the 2023 election was that the power to police the vote was taken away from the people. People trusted INEC with the claim that the collection centers had been eliminated. People lost their guard. They say once you voted after the election, the result will be tabulated, it will be sent on to the Arif, and nobody can change it. But that's not what is happening in reality right now. So it is a time for sober reflection, it will be said. Now, another important point he made, which I will also keep on quoting him from the statement he made, he said, "We stand at that critical moment in time when, as a people, we must collectively come to grips with the reality of our injured destiny, as well as the reasons for the injury." What are the reasons for the injury? What are the injured destinies we're talking about? This country is programmed to work for all of us. Nigeria is blessed with human and material resources, natural and man-made resources. That is the destiny of Nigeria. Now, with our natural resources, it's supposed to work for the good of all. But how come that we allow a few people to hijack the process, thereby causing us injury, causing us pain, make us to lack things we're supposed to have in abundance? A situation where, despite all our abundant resources, Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world. It means that our destiny of prosperity are being injured by our leaders. They are being truncated by our leaders. So we should think about it and find a way around it. And he went on to say that it is for us to reassess our plight as a young democracy and identify clear pathways to a better and greater future. Now, how do we make our democracy to work? Our democracy is young. How do we make it to work? How do we galvanize our democracy? Because we can see that our democracy can work, but there is a deliberate process of ensuring that it doesn't work for the generality of the people. It works for a few. You can imagine a situation whereby presidential election was held on February 25. INEC told us that the result will be transmitted from the beavers to the Arif. But they only allowed senatorial and House of Representative results to be transmitted. They deliberately sabotage the transmission of the presidential election result, the most important of all of the elections. So that is how a few people have really captured the state. And it's an issue that all Nigerians should be concerned about. All Nigerians should be thinking about how to get it addressed. Now, he now moved to the next level where he talked about the matter that is in court. And we all know, or should know by now, that Peter Obi is in court, challenging the outcome of the 2023 presidential election, in which Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was declared the winner. Now, in this portion I'm going to read out, you see where he want to talk about the verdict or the petition that is in court at the election tribunal. He said, as we await the verdict of the election tribunal, I urge all Nigerians to use this opportunity to renew their commitment to the Nigerian ideal. He said that while Nigerians are waiting for the outcome of the matter that is at the tribunal, that they should use this opportunity to renew their commitment to the Nigerian ideal. And he now tried to define the Nigerian ideal he was talking about. That ideal remains noble and worth every sacrifice we can make. Now, what is the ideal? The ideal that he's talking about is a Nigeria that worked for all of us and not for a few people. So we should so that Nigeria should renew their commitment for building a new Nigeria that works for all of us, for all the over 200 million Nigerians on planet Earth, and not just for a few tiny elites who have captured the state and are milking it just to their personal advantage only, and not even to the advantage of their part of the country or any section of the country, because virtually all parts of the country are bleeding. No part is enjoying. Buhari had been president for 8 years. Katsina people cannot say that they are enjoying a better life than the rest of Nigeria. Buhari is from the northwest. Northwest Nigeria cannot say they are enjoying a better Nigeria because Buhari has been president for 8 years. Everybody is crying. The economy is in tatters. The value of the naira continues to depreciate every day. And for a country that imports virtually everything, it's a terrible time in Nigeria because inflation is over 22%. So Nigeria is not working for anybody except for the tiny few who have captured the state. But the ideal Peter Obi was talking about is the ideal in which we have a new Nigeria that works for all Nigerians. And he goes on to say that Nigeria remains our only patrimony, and it's a patrimony we must protect rather than violate. We have no other nation but this, so let us remain committed to rescuing and rebuilding it. Here he's talking about the fact that this is the only country we have. We have no other country. We have to make it work. We are condemned to make it work. We can't leave it for any other person to make it work. So it's a call for all hands to be on deck to rebuild Nigeria, to rescue it from the buccaneers and those who have captured it and who are in the business of state capture, that have captured the whole country and are milking it dry to the chagrin of majority of Nigerians who does not know where their nails nail are going to come from on a daily basis. Now, he moved to talk about the judiciary. He said that the judiciary is part of the democratic enterprise and a critical governance tool for determining the propriety of decisions and actions of every citizen and every institution of state. To that extent, and for that reason, I urge everyone to treat it with respect and dignify it, and treat it with respect and dignity it deserves. Now, he is reminding Nigerians here that the judicial process is part of the electoral process. So right now, you can say, from what he's saying, is that the elections are not yet over. Even though people have been sworn in on May 29, the elections are not yet over. The processes of determining the final outcome of the election is still in the courts, and it is the judiciary that will do it. And he was saying that the judiciary should be respected because they are part of this process. When there is a dispute between individuals and institutions, it is the judiciary that will determine the truth about it, of course, based on evidence. And he is advising his followers and Nigerians to respect the judiciary, treat it with respect and dignity, which it deserves. So what is invariably saying that do not disparage the judiciary. Do not go about talking about that Nigerian judiciary are corrupt. Nigerian judiciary are a dead end. Nothing good will come out of Nigerian judiciary. Because already there are people who are going about with that mindset that you can't get any justice in Nigerian judiciary. That Nigerian judiciary is corrupted top to bottom. That people have bought it. There are those who are alleged that the judiciary is in the pocket of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is where he has them in their pocket. Now that he has been sworn in, that the judiciary cannot do anything, that the judiciary is in his pocket. So this kind of mentality is what Peter Obi is invariably talking about. People should stop disparaging the judiciary, should stop saying that they are corrupt, should stop saying that there is no hope in them, that they cannot deliver justice and all kind of things, that they should be treated with respect, with dignity that they deserve. I think I concur with him on that. Judiciary should be treated with respect. It's not for people to go on social media and talk down on them and say that all of them are corrupt, all of them are bad. But we know that there are bad eggs in the judiciary, as in every other part of section or institutions of Nigeria. But we also know there are a lot of good men and women who sticks by the law and evidence in delivering judgment. And they are there in the judiciary. Let us not forget that even Peter Obi himself is a beneficiary of the judiciary. He was the first person to use the Supreme Court to remove a sitting governor. It had never been done in Nigeria's history until Peter Obi did it in 2003. Right now, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been sworn in as president of Nigeria. Now everybody is saying nobody can remove a sitting president in Nigeria. It is impossible. There's no precedent where it has never happened. And I keep on telling people, nobody had ever removed a governor through the Supreme Court until Peter Obi did it. Who said that thunder cannot strike twice? Who says so? If there is enough evidence to annul Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's presidency, this judiciary can still do it. They can still do it. For their own sakes and the sake of Nigeria, they can do it. And then it will go on record again that this is the first time that judiciary is removing a sitting president. The same way that when Buhari defeated Jonathan, it became the first time an incumbent president was defeated by an opposition.